Okay, this is kind of what I'm thinking about for the superintendent portal. Um, Again, just real easy and kind of big buttons, so that way it's more mobile, mobile friendly, because most of them work from their phones. So anyway, maybe just have some, I'm not sure if this would be all the buttons, but just thinking, assign subs, approve request, open jobs, close jobs. It would also be nice if there was a counter here, so you can kind of see I've got three requests I need to approve, or however many. And then if he clicks that, then it goes to what needs to be approved. And then going back to that sheetrock example, here's the Hilton Way, and then he can approve hanging draw and then the finished draw. And then if you get, if it goes by there and the sheetrocks, guy went ahead and says he wants paid for both, but there's only one, he's not done with the finish yet, then he can just click, approved for this element, and then the gentleman will have to wait until he's done to approve that. So, and then the other jobs would show up as well, and he can click through and approve them all. Now, also too, he could click the addresses and it would take him to this, or even from the home page, it would take him to each job page. Or first there'd be a list of jobs, and he could click on them, and then they would show all his open jobs. But we would have here, like, he could click, as we finish each element of construction. Now the plans, we don't really assign them, so the plans and the permit, they would just be complete, or the CO would just be complete, but everything else is assigned. So clear and feel, like, you'd assign it, and then it would go to a page, and I guess there'd be like a drop down box, and he could pick which sub, and then I guess there would be an add sub, or if he needed to add a new sub that we haven't already input. And then there would be, the original estimate. Now that would be during the admin process, or when we actually put the job in initially, we would go ahead and put the estimated times for these, the major parts of completion. These are like the major, parts as we go down. And then if you went to, as we go along, we'll go back to that sheetrock example. That's kind of where where we are. Everything's complete. It's complete when Heather pays it. It's, it's pending. Well, I guess it's, it goes to approved, and then it's pending. And then once she pays the bill, then it goes to complete. We do need to have like a reverse, though, probably on the pending or assigned, so they can click it. Because, like, say he assigns it, but then the guy doesn't show up, then he might have to reassign it to someone else. And then the pending process, sometimes they might approve something, and then someone just, they decide, oh no, he's actually not done, they might need to reverse it, but then they can click it all the way down. Also, the each element of construction needs to be click complete, because that has to do with the timeline function. And sometimes certain elements might, even though we normally do exterior siding here, sometimes it might not be finished till the end, but that doesn't hold up us moving to the next critical path. So, or like flooring. Sometimes the flooring is not done to the end. It might start up here, but it might not finish to the end, but it still is not interfering with the critical path. So, and that's what those dates come important. But we would put this in, and this is part of the, part of what me and Ben need to sit down and come up with that spreadsheet. We would add those in that spreadsheet at the beginning. Then the accounting portal, I figure the accounting portal would just open right up to what's open, and they would go in, and then they would just check off, as they pay it, they would check it off. Now, it is important, the structure of this, that the subcontractor is first, and then the address is next, and then each element of construction, because that's kind of how QuickBooks works. So they would open up a check for this contractor, and then they would class, this job, and then what, and then there's an item in each, there's an item that they would have to click to add that. But we kind of just need it by subcontractor, not by, it needs to be organized by subcontractor.